Welcome to the Real On Parenting, where Coach K got a full on attitude
That's funny.
because these kids are growing up, you guys, and
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of them. Like, just there's just no decorum about how they're growing up. Nobody's asking permission from the aunties. Nobody is like, no kids are going, "Hey mom, is it okay that my foot grew, 3 sizes in a 1 week time span? And now I absolutely need new shoes, even though you just bought these for me and they fit fine last week." I'm Anyway, hey everybody, welcome to the Real on Parents, and I am your co-host, Coach Kiana Shaw Tatum. I like saying that. And this is my
Like
girl.
hearing it.
This
Therapist
is
Danielle.
Yes, and we are here with another episode, back for a new season. I forgot the title, but
Who
Danielle's
gets
here to
the
save the
cake?
day.
Oh, I was there. I don't know if I was talking loud enough, but the title is, let me talk loud. I was talking low. Who gets the and I can say it wrong. Start over. Who gets the key to your digital gate? Yes.
Okay, okay,
Who
all
gets
right, all
the
right. Now,
key to your
listen, when I tell
digital
you I drew a
gate?
blank, I was just like, I don't know the title. What are we talking
And I
about?
had to slow
Okay,
down a couple of times to say it because I'm putting words where they're not supposed to go. But who gets the key to your digital gate? This is
okay.
referencing to your kids, your
All right.
children.
So we're gonna help parents out a little bit, right? Because like sometimes I feel my brother told me yesterday, he was like, you need to cut down Kayla's access on her phone, like in the morning, because sometimes I'm not here in the mornings. And he's like,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah, her phone uses don't need to start until it's time for her to go out the door, right? And I'm just like, all right, because he's here, so he
Yeah.
sees what I don't see, right?
Mhm.
And so I was like, all right, noted. I grabbed my
Right.
phone, went
Right.
straight to Family
Mhm.
Link, and it was like, let me change this
Correct.
time. Right. But sometimes I need her to, answer before because I got to make sure she's up and all that. But like, yeah, I have ordered her an alarm clock because your phone, because if I'm not here, because I'm normally the alarm clock, but now I got to,
Mhm.
do something different. So it's like sometimes the phones are speaking a different language than what we speak as parents, because the phones have a language of its own. Like it's
Yeah.
an addiction. They're not addicted to us. Like they addicted to what we provide, but they are not addicted to us after like
Right.
around age 5. Like when they start making friends outside the house, you are no longer their priority.
But also with that, we may think we speak the same language, but nah, the
Right.
technology is technology with all these new apps and new
Absolutely.
settings and hidden stuff. So yeah.
Girl. And so this episode isn't about like parents becoming tech experts, but it's about learning to start conversations that build trust between you and your teenager. And then keeping in mind the goal that one day those little conversations about apps will turn into big conversations about safety, right? Giving them just a little space, but also being mindful to monitor because while a lot of people always say, like, well, not always say, a lot of people have said to me before, like, you got to give them freedom, you got to give them freedom. But my thing is, giving teenagers freedom on these phones is also giving freedom to pedophiles and predators to have access to them. So recently, Kayla came to me and she was like, "Mom, I deleted Roblox because." Yeah, I'm thinking because I just saw a video from Farida Shahid, um, amazing person. You should be following her about tech issues, but about kid safety online. But she had did a video about Roblox creating I
The
believe,
dating,
goodness, I don't want to. It was an online chat, like a dating app
like the
inside. Or
dating
this
app.
was a
Mhm.
kid app, but now you're creating a dating app because there's so many adults on it, or because you are okay with adults accessing kids. But she had deleted it for a whole different reason. She was like, because the creators of Roblox, like, were defending a pedophile, like, or somebody who was doing something really bad. Like, and so she was just like, I don't want no part. And I was like so proud. I was just like, that's my baby. That is my child, right? But as I look
Simple
at
to that. Yes. Yes.
right, but not so much because, like, I ain't no fool now. I know I know it's a
I'm like,
lot.
oh. I took it for what it was. And she made a
Right.
responsible
Because
decision.
right, I'm like, because this some stuff you ain't gonna delete. Like, okay, but I take this one. I give her credit for this one, right?
Take your
But
win. Let her have her
but
win and you take yours.
okay, all right, there we go. Okay, let me celebrate. So, yay, where my clapper? Here we go.
Yes.
I keep my clapper at my desk because every now and then I need to applaud myself. Uh, but as we go forward, like I think that it's so important that as parents we don't forget that these phones are literally the streets. They are.
They are.
They're literally the streets, and we
They
have to be
are.
mindful of what kind of access the streets have to our kids. So let's get started,
Mm-hmm.
Danielle. First of all, how are you? You good?
I am good. I'm great. Thank you for
Good.
asking. How are you, Mrs.?
Listen, life over here is amazing. I like being like, can I
Great.
tell you
I
this?
love to hear it.
Me,
Yes.
like, not just love my husband, I like my husband. Like
You gotta
we
like them
have
first.
listen, we the laughter, the silence that is not uncomfortable, like we really be chilling. And we were talking about because like I wanted to go see the sunset, but he was really tired. But he had said yes, right? And so when he gets home, like he's yarning and he is like, let me just take my shower. Like
Mhm.
he's trying to breathe, like you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, okay, let me make his plate. And when he gets out the shower, like his food is at the table, and all he has to do is sit down. Um, and I was just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna grab a glass of wine. We don't need to go to the beach. And so he was like, okay, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And then later he goes, babe, like you really wanted to go to the beach, and I felt like you needed a reset. And he said, not like, but you didn't want to do it. And I was like, well, I knew you were tired. That spawned a whole conversation about like he don't care how tired he is. If I need a reset, then we go
Yeah.
for the reset. And it touched my heart because he was like, I need you to be okay because you are the backbone to this household. So there is no,
Mhm.
oh, I'm tired. He was like, I did go to work and I was tired. I could take a nap on the way to the beach, but you need the sunset. It's a rejuvenation for you. And I was just like, boy, you speaking my like, dog.
Yes. I'm about to say the love language, the love language.
Yes.
Yes.
And the sunset is like something I enjoy so much because it
Mhm.
really helps me center. It's just something about me, God, and the body of water and the sun and the beauty. Like it really does help me. And I spend the whole time praying. He knows not to talk during the sunset.
Hey,
Baby,
understand.
that
He
itself.
understands the assignment.
Listen, I forgot my
Being
point,
present.
but but
Anyways, but yes.
but I really am enjoying it over here. I really am. I love being his wife. I love being his best friend. I love being like that person for him, but I love that he is my person.
Yes.
Like,
And I
we
love
have
that for
friendships.
you. Right.
Thank you. We have friendships, you know what I
Right.
mean? Because before y'all was my people, you know what I mean?
We
Like I
still are, but
understand.
we in our perspective circles now.
Exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
And one of my friends was like, "Oh, she done got married. Like she ain't gonna be able to come to the brunch." I was like, "I don't know what you think this is," but my husband be like, "If you brunching, you need a ride. Don't be drinking after mimosas." You know what I mean? Because he know how we act up. So like he is the designated driver if he needs to be. And I love that for all of us, right? Like
Me too. Right, I'm with you on that one. And you know, I'm not a drinker. All I
I
have to
love
do
it.
is get a whiff of the mimosa. Anyways, this ain't about
Right,
me. But
because
anyways.
mine is champagne with like essence. Like just don't turn the orange juice just to like this. Just give me essence of orange juice. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I do
But
want to
yes,
I would love to talk about it. I feel like I don't know, maybe we could do a show.
we have
Like
to.
just
No, we have
designated.
to because there within our show there has been a shift, and not in a bad way, because life's an adjustment
Right.
happens, and there's transitions. So where
Yes.
even though I spoke from the perspective of the therapist, which I always will, but however, I was the bonus mom. I am the bonus mom. I am a wife. You are a wife, now, and you are a bonus mom. And granted, and even though we're in
So
the
many
same
questions for you.
umbrella, right? That we are in different phases of parenting when it comes to step parenting, when it comes to raising adult children or parenting, because
Yes.
you're not raising them anymore, and also our children that's still underneath our roof. So we got all the topics, y'all. Okay, so
Listen, because when I tell you I have very specific questions for you, And I want to ask, we could do a show on that because I can write the questions down. Like, no, they
No, I
already
don't
written
care.
down if we're being honest. But I have very specific questions because there are things that I want to get right from the beginning. And I have watched you over the last 15 years,
It's going on some
13.
14 and a half. Yeah, yeah.
I have watched you and I have like you're it's not that you're secretive, but you are very um you're careful what you share, right? As we all should be in marriage. But the thing, like I have watched you parent, I've watched you wife, I have watched you bonus mom, and you do a great job at it.
I
Like your
appreciate
bonus
that.
kids actually like you, right? Like that's a
Not
thing,
always. We're at that phase of life now, right? Because
right?
once
Because
again, we've had
transition
previous
has
shows on that, but
happened.
it's not, I'm not to be the friend, you know, but
Absolutely.
I'm in that phase of parenting, given specific kids where we, even though I'm still Danielle, regardless,
Come on here.
my focus and goal when they were younger and minors was I was not concerned about being their friend.
Right.
I was more concerned and focused on what is my responsibility as far as raising a well-rounded, the things that we say in the show. And granted,
Yes.
was it all perfect? Of course not. And I know you know that. But however, is always working towards being mindful, being aware, and being as consistent as possible. So
Yes. And so I have questions, so I'm gonna reach out to you and ask, and we could do it as a show if you want to.
I don't
Don't
mind
bother
at
me.
all. I'm pretty
Uh,
sure people got questions as well.
Listen, and because for me, we get training for everything. We get job training, we get driver's training, we get training. We do not get parenting training. Like we get marriage counseling, right? Which,
And I get
oh my
parenting.
God, has been so helpful.
Yes.
You commented on our
Excuse me.
vows.
I'm sorry. I just dug on my nose. Disclaimer: I'm getting over a cold. Even though I have a tissue, I did just stick it in my nose. It's more of a dab, but acknowledging that I'm getting over a cold. Okay. So if you hear me clear my throat, that's why. If you see me dab my nose, bear with me. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Uh, what was I gonna say?
But yes,
Okay,
you're
so we
very
get training
right.
for everything, but I and
Parenting
in
is
our
not
marriage
one thing.
counseling, everyone has commented on our vows, but our vows were based on the marriage counseling lessons, and we are continuing
Nice.
marriage counseling, um, because it was just so impactful, and there were things that we didn't
Mhm.
think about as far as our family plan and things like that. Like, what does this look like? And I feel like in my questions, I am very because my pastor, while he works with blended families, is not a blended family, right? Like
Mhm.
there is a
The-
firsthand experience that you gotta have. And so I will be coming to you. Like I said, we could do it live. Don't bother me. Uh,
I'm
but
open to it.
I have so many questions because there is navigation. There is, you know, the change in the home. There is what happens if this kid has a problem with that kid. You know what I mean? Like, and so far we're so good, but there is another dynamic that is at play that we don't
Mhm.
necessarily talk about, but it is coming, right? And so it's like I have questions like, what is the best way for this? What is the best way for that? So yeah, we could do that. I
So,
got a
and
lot
I
of
kind of,
questions.
yeah, and we will, because then I'll share because I'm going to start doing a parent guiding group. It's not parenting. I'm not telling you how to parent.
Come on now.
Um, Granted, parenting in general, but more so specifically the blended family, because it ain't for the weak. Okay. So
It is
you
not,
may want your man,
but
you may want
it
your boo,
don't
you might
have to
want your woman,
be a
but
hardcore situation.
and it doesn't, and it really doesn't. But anyways, because we gonna end up start talking about that. But
Right.
yes, so just stay tuned for that. Because I think that would be an excellent. It's a learning opportunity, but also me as well within, and even if you have adult children.
Yes. I
So
love it.
getting back to our who gets the key to your digital kid, well, your child's, but
Hmm.
digital world, but more so specifically speaking to the child in regards to the title itself. But as a parent, taking this as an opportunity, but the perspective of, like I say, opening certain conversations, important
Okay.
conversations. But within this, and in this also has been addressed, and we have said this in our previous shows, but these types of conversations allows for establishing that deeper level of trust that a lot of parents feel that they already have, and they
Yes.
don't, when their children get older. So take notes. But
Facts.
you know how, and we all have them, we all have, for the most part, Instagram, for the most part, Facebook, but then you get into the TikTok, you get into the Lemonade, you get into Pinterest. I mean, there are so many different apps that are popping up. And sometimes you may
Yes.
feel, one, I just don't know at all what to do. However, others may be like, okay, I learned, I got it. And as soon as you feel that you got it and you speak in the same language and you can have this conversation with your kids or know what to look for, and then created five more. Ain't nobody got time
Right.
to be
It's
learning
like
all
a
these different
whole nother
apps.
app done popped in. I'm
Ain't
still
nobody
trying to
got
learn how to
time,
do the TikTok dance. Like, what is happening?
girl. And I just said, just do it for me, and I'm gonna just put it in my folder of saved dances that I have yet to still open up. But I'm putting there, and you know what I mean. So we have a strategy, but we ain't got to it just yet. But there are a lot more times than not. There's a likely chance that parents feel like they're not up to date. Or let's speak to the also does not include the parents who are hip, if you will, who are well informed. You know, it still comes down to having that conversation, to
Yeah.
initiating the conversation with your kids. So for Instagram, there's the close friend circle, that's been around for a while, for a couple of years now, to be honest. There's
Yeah.
also featured, there's the featured option,
Hmm.
or they call it featured or favorite. One of
Girl,
the F's, okay? So,
right.
but one
Girl,
of them,
you know
but
I don't know.
before the feature option or favorite option was available, it was just close friends. So you had everybody you follow, and then you can select specific people for your close friends. And so the same way in regards to where social media is kind of like categorizing who is what,
Hmm.
that is a part of a conversation you should have with your kids of who are your close friends, granted
Yeah.
in life, but also within this social media, within this digital world. And uh, and I'm gonna give like a broad umbrella aspect, but close friends, um, have you blocked somebody before? And I'm pretty sure your child has. And muting. That all falls under boundaries. So within having these discussions, parents, I want you to be honest with yourself. If you don't talk to your child in general, do not assume that you're going to have this engaging conversation with your child about their social media, about their friends, about their app access. Be realistic. So it's going to more than likely be short and sweet. But the first and foremost is what you have as far as friends. I'm one of your followers. First and foremost, you
And
need
don't
to be
think that your
following.
spam account. Okay, so parents, can we talk about the spam accounts? The spam account
Yes, please
is
do.
is the parent safe account, right? Like, or no, wait, no, I'm sorry. They have their regular parent safe account, and then they have their spam account where they are wilding out, where they are posting all the
They're not
memes with
supposed to.
bad words. They put like, yeah, they just the stuff that they don't want you to see. Now, a lot of times as parents, we don't think about that. But go look at who your kids are following. They following their own spam accounts. I can tell you that now.
They are. They are. And I will
Um,
say that luckily for my child, she let me know. She was
mhm.
like, "You have to create a spam account too." And I'm like, "But why? Like, I don't understand. To have like a two ways to post. Well, why can't you just post? Like, it's not making adult sense, okay? Anyways, but I'm just like, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. And yes,
Mhm.
I did thank her, and I verbalized that because once again, that level of trust.
Okay. Now I am less trusting. So I say grab the phone and go through their friends list and go to each of them friends' accounts and be able to account for all them friends. Okay. Now, if you like, well, who is this friend? And they get the stuttering, they either get deleted and then you can't even follow your own account because I'm gonna block it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's just me. But that being said, you were saying, Danielle?
And, but very much, but also take into consideration, yes, the spam account. And granted,
Mhm.
let's be honest, my child is human the same way that I'm human. We're all human. Is there a
Mhm.
likely chance that she has a third spam account? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's
Is
the
there a
hard
likely
part about
chance?
social media is because like you really don't know what you don't know. Like I had a group of students talking about how instead of saying sending emails or having social media with these people, like they had a whole Google Docs, right? And so it's like, oh, I
Mm,
text my boyfriend on the Google Docs because we
mm.
can delete it. Like once we've seen it and responded, we can go up and
Once it's
delete.
gone, it's gone.
And I was just like, because Google doesn't save, like it automatically saves. Let me say that. So you can't like you can go into the history and all that, but it's so limited.
Once it's the but I would say this on our side, that's the perks of
Right.
working with the teens, right? Because I be asking the questions. I'm a therapist, but I'm always open to learning and understanding. And if you
Yes.
answer it, I'm asking. So with that being said, and honestly, let's say if you have nieces, nephews, if you the cool unc, if you the cool auntie, the cool
Yeah.
whatever, ask questions, but not in a way as if they're doing something wrong. The same way that we had slang, they have slang too. What does that mean? What's that? And then they may, yeah, as long as they roll it with that information, you're taking it in because it's not out of the norm
Hmm.
for any child, no matter how good they are,
Yeah.
to be a child, to be a teen, to be curious, to be rebellious, to be fill in the blank. Okay. So
And predators are not always guys outside in a white van with no windows. Like sometimes
right,
predators
right.
are your teen's friends. Or the people that say that they friends, but always
Right.
talking about them, are always
Predators along with groomers.
yes.
And,
And
and,
and
and,
I
and
think that we
that's
hyper focus, not hyper focus. We focus and then we forget to also focus. Because I definitely don't think predators and groomers are hyper focus. I think that we forget that they use other teenagers, right? Bait friends.
you
They
have to have
also
the end.
use, yes. And they also like sometimes kids, for lack of a better word, are just assholes, right? And they and they are just mean
Yeah,
people who are gonna grow up to be predators and and pedophiles. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we have to be mindful as parents. I, I'm very mind like I just if the vibe is off, if the spirit is off, whatever you want to call it,
the
um,
energy with all the wording, okay?
all the words, like then
Having that
I got a digital
conversation.
exit strategy called
Oh, there
delete.
you
Like
go. There you go.
that's my first line of defense is hitting that delete button. But I trust my gut, and I think that as parents, like we get so caught up in, or not caught up. I think sometimes we're like, hey, our kids, like they're okay, they're doing good in school, but you feel that nagging feeling, and then we go, well, I don't want to overwhelm them. I don't want like no. Sometimes you
Or
have to
that's
just
their phone. You see our face. So, but with
you
that,
know I don't like that ain't even her
but some
room.
parents, but we know that some parents say that. Oh, they won't ever let me have their phone. So, but with that, in regards to if it doesn't feel right, or if you feel some type of way after a message, after a post, whatever private
You know I
message, and I'm
checked
speaking in
out when
regards
you
to,
said
yeah,
they
I
won't
know
let
you
me.
did this. I'm giving you a minute because your face is saying it all, okay? But with that, I'm just give you a minute, just take a moment, but to get all the proper appropriate words to stay on air. But keep in mind, keep in mind that these conversations are you're creating an open space. The
Mhm.
goal is create an open space to teach your child and not in a teacher student way, but in a conversation.
Yeah.
It should be an ongoing conversation. So when something doesn't feel right, let your child know whether that's because, children as young as elementary have social media.
Yes.
I
And
know
they
they have
shouldn't.
phones, but they actually have social media.
It's
So
actually breaking the social media rules because you have to be a
it
certain age
is.
to even have them. Yeah.
Well, not anymore. It was more, that's kind of out the door. It says it, but any person can put in a date
Well, okay,
There's no
but
way of
now breaking the
confirming.
rules of what they say is different from them not having a rule. But I get what you're saying. Okay.
Because back in the day, trying to get a Facebook account, it took some time, right? We
Listen,
had to insure
originally
and
you had
make,
to have a whole college account in order to have a
right?
Facebook.
So
But the kids
whereas
ain't on
now
Facebook. They
anyone can
like
create
that's
it.
for the LTs and uncles. Like they not
It
even on
is.
Facebook.
And I have both. Okay. And everybody, I'm hanging on as much as you hanging on. If they create one more damn app, okay? Because I'm the person like, okay, I'm good. I got it. And my daughter's talking about the who? Name of this app now. I put it in my phone. I got to look it up and do my research. Anyway, so
Right, let
we're
me
here
go
with
back.
you. We are here with you. Okay.
But listen, trust your gut, but teach your kids to have like a no nonsense policy. So they stop, take the screenshot, block the person, come tell mommy, right?
If
Tell
it doesn't
daddy,
feel
tell the
right, it
school
doesn't
official.
feel right for a reason. And let them know that
Yes.
that's okay.
Yes, and so parents that vibe or gut check or energy or spirit like that, whatever words you're using, because I don't judge. I just stick with mine. My spirit is not off, and I'm teaching my daughter to tap into her discernment. Tap because you kids are going to let strangers in. I'm not naive, but when you feel like you know what they trying to talk to me way too much. You know what this
Or they
we
really, I really don't know this person, but they keep reaching out to me
right.
and explaining to your child, like, it may feel good because of the attention. However, take a step back. If you actually knew this person, that would make sense
Right.
on why they're engaging in this way versus engage and for when I say engage in this way, referencing to the DMs, the PMs, right?
Right.
Versus just liking your post, just hearting your thumbs up in your story.
But
There's a
listen,
difference.
sometimes people like my post, and we not mutuals. Like, hold on, let me. We not following each other. Why you following me? Who are our mutuals? We don't have any mutuals. Let me go and block you, right? Like because it
The way
don't
I'm
feel
saying,
like
I'm like,
I'm an
it's only
adult,
one mutual block. I need a three mutual minimum. Anyways, but one ain't enough.
right? Because I'm sending somebody to you. So let me send you the name first, because I
Please do, because you know me, I'm like, suggest block. You know, this person no block. Anyway, that's my stuff. But like you were saying, is there
it's just
some of
taking
the
a turn.
previous shows that we talked about, their reality is technology.
Yes.
Our reality is physical social engagement.
Hmm.
We physically have to see the person and or physically have to be on the phone to connect to the wall to have some type of connection to a person.
Right. And
So
it's too
there's
many
this,
stories of like catfishing. It's too many stories of people who what was it, a couple of years ago, a guy who was an officer like in back east, like Virginia, drove all the way to California
yes,
as
I
an
remember.
officer and like gained access to a 15-year-old girl, killed her mom and her grandparents, right? Got into a shootout with the police. Shout out to the neighbor who called because they were like, something like she didn't even have no shoes on. Like she didn't look right. Something is off. Right? That's that spirit check that you got to be able to follow. And that's not just for parents, it's for the kids as well.
Yes.
But our kids have a very naive thought process where like they think that the friends of their friends are their friends.
Mm-hmm.
How you know this
Mm-hmm.
person? Oh, that's so and so's friend. You hang up the phone. Because what you mean they in New York? Girl, you in California. What?
What money? Well, what salary? Well, what business? That mean they too old. That's what that means. That's what that equates.
Right.
That's
Or
that
it's
math.
like they too far to be your friend. Because your friends is in
Right.
your school circle. Your
Yeah.
friends are in your community circle. Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Jack and Jill, the YMCA,
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. Your friends are in your circle. How somebody out of state? No, no, not no. It's not a cousin. No. That's over,
Mhm.
right? But as parents, we got to be willing to step in and go, this friendship can't be the
And
end.
explaining why. And
Oh,
the reason
okay.
why I'm
I
throwing
didn't have an
that in
explanation.
there is
I just said
because,
stop.
yes, explaining helps provide understanding. Understanding does not mean you need to agree. So
Mhm.
with that is when you explain, and I'm talking to the parents, but also reminding myself, be mindful of your tone.
Yes.
This ain't your friend. You ain't coming in my house. Granted, we know the tone, right? You have
Yes.
to be where you when you had that tone,
Keep your
when
tone on reserve though. Like don't get rid of your tone.
no,
Just
don't get
control
rid
it,
of it, but
but
being
keep it on
mindful
reserve.
that when you speak to your children in a calmer tone, it allows them to be open to the information that's coming out of your mouth.
Very true. Very
So
true.
the same way that how someone address you, whether that's a partner, a friend, whomever, you get what I'm saying. Just be
Right.
mindful of your tone because you're wanting what you're saying to stick.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Be mindful of your tone. So then we have
I know you looking at
privacy.
my facial expressions, and it is not that
I
it's not that I disagree because I absolutely agree, right? Like but sometimes I struggle with the mom in me versus the coach in me, right? Because the coach in me would
I
say, but right
understand.
now I am highly triggered in my mom's space. So
I hear
y'all
you.
forgive me if you like Coach K, it's doing something different. Because I am, because as
And
my
they
kid
probably
is
would. I
growing
feel in Coach
into
K, therapist Danielle. I don't know about all that. That sounds
listen,
good in her therapy world. However,
but when people are online trying to gain access to your kids, to my kid, I'm no longer Coach K. I am key loking all the
as you
way.
should
Like quit
not,
playing with me.
as you should not. But once again, with it being on an ongoing conversation,
Yes.
I'm speaking to like the overall picture versus something happened. When something happened, granted, how I talk and the way I sound is out the door. There is no therapist Danielle, okay? It's Auntie Donna, and I don't know where therapist Danielle went. And Auntie Donna is my mama, okay? And everybody who know her, no.
But
So,
if you interact with Auntie Donna, you know that they
oh, you have
don't.
right. Go
You
back a
know don't.
couple of podcast shows, but there's a difference, right? There's a difference where we did do a podcast with our
With
moms,
our
but
parents.
yes,
Go back and find that episode. It is absolutely hilarious.
but
They
with
don't
that, there
listen.
is a difference between something has happened and is happening versus having the ongoing conversation. So, meaning don't only have these conversations when something is happening,
Yeah,
when something
absolutely.
has happened in their digital world.
Forewarned
Um,
is forearmed. Yes.
so, along with the learning how to have boundaries, learning if something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right for a reason. It's kind of like block now, ask question later, research later. But there's a difference between privacy and secrecy. And I feel this can trickle into what's already happening or is happening within the family dynamic.
Yes.
Abuse, addiction,
Hmm.
control, power.
Hiding in the dark.
There's a
Hmm.
strong connection with that. I'm not saying, oh, you in an abusive relationship, but there for those individuals whose family system, your family as a whole, there is abuse, whether or not you're saying it or not, but abuse, there's addiction, there's mental health issues, there's power and control issues. Um, there's a strong
Manipulation.
likelihood that the children, your child, even though they're 17, do not know the difference between privacy and secrecy,
Give an
or even
example.
just so an example may be where your I mean, and I'm not going to reference one parent may be abusive to another parent,
Hmm.
and the children, teens, adolescents know that it's not okay, but they don't want to say anything because they know of the ramifications. They know that the possible results of incarceration, somebody's going to jail, we possibly may be taken away from our home, we possibly may be separated. So that awareness in regards to privacy versus secrecy, that's secrecy. And because they have had to live in secrecy, which is out of their control, when it comes to learning or knowing the difference when engaging or having relationships or engagement with someone else, it's non existent.
Yeah.
So then they find themselves in this cycle of power and control and abuse, and it repeats the cycle. So,
Mhm.
but with me providing that, I'm kind of giving the nutshell version, but it does not automatically mean in regards to if your child is learning privacy and secrecy, boom, at home is crazy. No, I'm just speaking in the other aspect that there's a strong connection in regards to those behaviors, those behavioral patterns
Yeah.
for individuals who, when their household is under the umbrella of abuse. So, but once again, ongoing conversation, but explaining and giving examples, like Coach Kiana just asked me, what is a healthy boundary? A healthy boundary, an example may be, let's say that you had something personal happening, happen within your family. So what would be an example of that? Let's say that brother or sister moved because they're adults now, but it's been a lot of difficult adjusting that is happening within the household. It's not a bad thing, it's a natural thing. However, let's say your quote unquote friend who you've only engaged with online have not met in person. The parents don't know their parents. You're sharing this information.
Yes.
That is not a healthy boundary because one, parents have not met or even spoken to each other.
Mhm.
And you have never seen this person.
Right.
So, speaking to, there's that possibility that this person may not even be who they say they are. There is that possibility that unfortunately that's what our kids' reality is. People
Right.
that they engage with online, there is a possibility that the person that they're engaging with may
Shoot,
not
not
be
just
who.
the kids, the adults. I
Well,
mean,
we're
adults
speaking
get
about.
swindled. Like I'm just saying, because if one more person think that they gonna make 5,000 out of 50, I'm gonna lose it. Cause what? But if adults are easily manipulated, we absolutely know the kids are easily manipulated,
Right,
right?
right,
Um,
right, right.
I was just trying to think of like really simple privacy versus secrecy. Like there are a lot of secret relationships online
Yes, there are.
masquerading as privacy,
Yes,
right? Like,
that's true.
so you don't want to tell people who your spouse is one thing, but having your status as single is another. That is not the same, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another example of that would be as far as privacy versus secrecy is privacy is closing your door when you're changing your clothes, closing the door when you're using the bathroom.
Hmm.
Secrecy is sneaking out the window after you done closed the door.
Right. Now we gotta plant rose thorns up under anyway. Uh,
So a starter, kind of like for let's give some like some language, if you will,
mhm.
to that for parents. Like, how do you start that conversation? And even just ask your kids, what do you think the difference is between secrecy versus
And
privacy?
privacy, yeah. And that's a very simple question, but it is something that will work. What is the difference? And then shut up
Mhm.
and let them answer, right? Because
Right.
kids will tend to
Keyword
go,
is shut up.
oh,
Hmm. Let them
keyword,
answer. Let them say. Let them talk.
right? Because kids will come up with the definition that you think or they think you will be accepting of. Being able to say, okay, now give me some examples.
Hmm.
Right. Which is why I think it's so important to ask our kids, how do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that? So that they can get used to expounding on whatever it is that they want to say in their answer. Right.
Right.
Um, Gratefully, and I say it like that, gratefully, um, moments where our kids are either caught up in something that we got to rescue them from opens conversations or like just having conversations where our kids get to go, I have a friend, right? Whether it's a friend or not, because we all know sometimes we ain't asking for a friend, right? But whether it's a friend or not, like them coming to us and asking us little things, sharing things. Kayla has shared with me things about friends, and I'm just like, okay, like, like here's how you help. You know what I mean? But we can't always fix it, but something as simple as open-ended questions. What do you
Yes.
think the difference between what you say between secrecy and
Secrecy
privacy?
and privacy. Hmm.
Um,
And if there is a
that
difference,
that
they
part
ain't the same.
because they might
Long,
not
broad
see a
answer,
difference.
no. But
No, but I'm just saying, our kids may think that they're the same. They might
But no,
not
that's
see
what
a
I'm
difference.
saying. As a
They might
parent,
be
like
like, well, I
don't
closed the
come at
door because
them
I got a
barking.
secret. Well, okay, well, that's still privacy, but like
Mhm.
they close the door for privacy because they got secret stuff going on in the room. That
Right.
it's its own issue, right? Um,
Yes.
but I think that also we got to remind ourselves that there is a job to be done online. There are responsibilities,
Hmm.
there are roles, and as parents, our role is to guide them, to teach them, to model all the things that they should be doing online. So when they see you arguing, when they see your Facebook status is a whole rant, and they just like they scroll and then they scroll again and they scroll, you don't have punctuation. There's no period, just the last word is period. Well, you're not really leading by example. Not a good role model. Like there is no punctuation, and then you write the word period. Okay. Um, but how you respond to things when your kid when they see somebody comment something negative under your post and they see you just block them. Watch how mommy do this. You see this? I can end this conversation by pushing
Hmm.
delete.
Hmm.
When they see you not with like, you know what I'm saying? Are you in the comments? I will never forgive y'all how y'all treating Tabitha Brown right now. Let me just say that. But are you in the comments spouting something because you didn't listen, because you didn't read, because you're just reactive? Because your kids are gonna follow suit,
They're gonna do what you do, but bigger. That's what I always say.
but bigger,
They gonna put the
right?
cherry on top, okay?
Facts. So we have responsibilities, we have roles, and then we have like our kids have their own level of responsibility, which is to protect themselves, right? Making sure that
Hmm.
their passwords are good, making sure that they're
Don't
making good
share
choices,
them. Don't
right?
share your password.
Making sure that they got making good choices even when nobody's watching. That is something that we say in this house every
Right.
single day.
Hmm.
They're responsible for their own behavior, right? They're
Yes.
responsible for what they allow themselves to be tagged in. If they know how to block you, they know how to set their settings to where they are not tagged in other people's foolishness. Yeah, I
Yes.
have to approve all my tags. Like you're not finna just put nothing on my wall.
Hmm. Because my
So
mama and my dudes, but the and also the reference in regards to your child thinking my mom and my dad is going to see this, or my parent or my guardian is going to see this. Because what? Because they follow. Because
yeah.
they follow me, right? And so
And it's
having
okay for them to feel that way. I know a lot of people will probably go,
right.
well, I don't want them to make good choices just because I'm watching. I do.
Yes, you do. Yes,
Like,
you do. That's a
don't
lie. You
care if
do.
you know I'm watching. I just want you to make good choice. Whatever the motivation is, I'm with it.
Right. 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 Because within that and within our many podcasts and topics that we've had, within that, our children are not children forever. And
Yeah.
there are various parenting experiences, if you will.
I just triggered back to our conversation before. Okay, I'm sorry. These kids growing up too fast. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
But within their living, within their childhood, within their adolescence, within their teens, all of these are life lessons.
Yeah.
So, granted, the motivation for my daughter may be mom and dad, I better do right. But it creates and establishes a level of one, awareness, two, self accountability,
Mm-hmm.
and thinks of if I do this, what will possibly be the result? What
Yep.
will possibly be the consequences? Or what may possibly be the reward? That doesn't magically appear. So, given, like we said, our reality is not our children's reality. Part of
Right.
their reality, a good portion, not part, is technology. So you have to learn how to adjust and make your conversations and your parenting relevant to their reality.
Yes. So, okay, let me ask you this because you gave like a conversation starter about like what's the difference between privacy and keeping secrets. So, with the online roles and responsibilities, like what's a simple, and I have one, but you're a therapist, so what's a simple conversation starter?
I would just even start off with, do you think that there are any responsibilities with having social media, with having a phone? And they may be like, what? Or what are you talking about? Because they may not even be aware at all. Responsibility, like it's fun. Texting my friends, you text me every now and then, I post like when there's fun as a child, you're not thinking of responsibilities. Typically. What is your any thoughts, but what is your take on that or
Well,
your
for
wording?
me, I'm like, just because you kept the first one so simple, and I'm just like, what do you think your responsibility is online? Like, I think that having phone contracts and social media contracts with our kids is excellent because it's everything is laid out. And if you have violated, which I need to write that down to create one, right? Like, or to share the one that we have. But
Mhm.
if you have violated the contract, then you know that the violation means that you no longer have access, right?
Exactly.
Uh, but what are your responsibilities online? And then what do you think mine are? As your parent,
Mhm.
what do you think my responsibilities are to you online? Because part of that is your protection. Part of that is making sure that you're making good choices, even when I'm not
Mhm.
watching, which means I have to watch so I can
Right.
make sure that you have a pattern and a comprehension of these good choices. Um, if you have a fundamental, maybe you have a religious stance on something, and now you are online with someone who does not have that same religious stance, and maybe they are doing something that is absolutely against your religious stance. What's your level of integrity? What are you going to say to them or not say to them? If you say to them like, "Hey, I disagree with this and I think that this is bad," and
Mhm.
then like, do you mention it every time y'all communicate, or do you mention it that one time and then you fall back because now we kind of getting into the bullying
Right.
space, um, or what would be seen as
Possibly.
bullying. I don't
Yeah.
think it's necessarily bullying, but what could be seen as bullying because we are continuing the conversation. Does your religious belief equal your religious condemnation, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like so there's responsibilities because I don't want you to be attacked online for your beliefs.
Mhm.
I also don't want you to hide your beliefs just because people disagree with them. How do
Yes.
we navigate that? And as your parent,
Right.
that's my responsibility to help you navigate it.
Right, right. And also there's an aspect of context, and granted for your children, depending on their age and just depending on their level of awareness, they may just say, I don't know, or protect. As a parent, you give specific, to the point examples
Yeah.
of what that protection entails. So protection, yes, that includes mommy or daddy checking your phone. That includes mommy or daddy going to your actual apps and looking at the conversations and looking at the posts. And it's not for you to like, but it's for your protection.
Yes. And so can I just interject here?
Sure.
Parents, go through your kids' phones. Today is a great day to go through their phone. Today is a great day to pop up at their school and grab the phone and tell them you'll see them after school. Today is a great day to pop up at their school and just sit in the class because if they're not making good choices while the teacher is watching, they definitely not making good choices when you ain't watching. Go through their phones. Take the time. Like, who are they communicating with? What are they watching? I like Family Link because it gives me like it'll tell me how long she been on Sheen. Because girl, how much money do you not have that you
Hmm.
why is your
Hmm.
Sheen account now? What she has like 700 items in the Sheen account. That's awesome. Because I'm gonna make you pick five, and then we gonna move on with our day. Like, when it's wintertime is coming, we got to start buying sweat clothes. Like, not that she
Right.
needs another pair of sweatpants, right? But what else are you watching? I like that I have a screen time. I like that there's schedules and there's time limits. I can look and see. Let's see. Today, wait, this is for today. She spent an hour and 51 minutes on YouTube. No problem. right? Like you got your
Mhm.
morning, you got your afternoon, you got like I
Right,
get
right.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. But when this phone time runs out, don't call me for more time because you was on you because this is all included. 29 minutes in Google, 19 minutes on Netflix, 6 minutes on Block. I like seeing that. I want to know
The
what did you do
breakdown.
online.
Yes. Yes. But also with that, so basically you're providing structure.
Yes.
Structure is provided, and structure in the sense that once you give her a specific time frame where she's allowed to be on social media.
Yes.
Once that time frame is up, that's it. Kind of like once your money gone, that's it.
Yep.
Until you accrue some more, earn some more, or into the next day when it starts all over. And so, and once again, like every child is different. Um, and I would say, speaking from personal and professional experience, that I've had children that I've worked with in professional life, but also my own, where we had specific structured time
Hmm.
all the way up to senior year in graduation.
Yes.
Whereas other children, they were given structured time till about ninth grade, 10th grade, because they're all individual in their own right.
Yep.
And it's kind of like we you cannot cookie cutter parent the same way that we say that teaching, we don't all learn the same. You can't parent the same as well. Okay. We
Yeah.
just can't assume that I'm teaching this way, boo, 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 and I'm parenting. No.
And you know that by the number of kids you have, and they all different. They all like process different. They think different. You trying to figure
Right.
out how you raise them all in the same house, but they don't know to do the things that you automatically know to do. But it's
Right.
real life. Everybody's brain does not work in the same order.
Yeah. And then also you may have a kid where you just tell them once and they do it.
Yeah,
So then why are they held to the same expectation if they've shown that they are responsible and they are consistent for the most part, more times than not, and they do follow through? So when it comes down to that aspect in regards to who's responsible, yes, the child and the parent is responsible, but as a parent, make sure you are adjusting accordingly
absolutely.
and being realistic in regards to your adjustments based upon what your child is showing you. Not what you like, not what you think, what they're showing you. If they're showing you they got it, all right, well, then let me add another hour. They still doing what they're supposed to do, cleaning their room, doing their chores, doing their homework, getting up on time, going to bed on time. I have to tell them to do anything, for the most part, adjust accordingly. But if they've
Absolutely.
been up all night and they're waking up late, adjust accordingly. Okay.
I was over here writing a note because one of the other things is that sometimes, so I do this exercise in my classes when I'm talking about attitude. I always go to social media because it impacts your attitude, right? Um,
Yes. Yes.
and
It
I always
impacts our own
mention
attitude as adults.
absolutely. So I have them close their eyes, and it's usually at least 10 kids in the class, right? It might be 25, but at least 10. I have them close their eyes, and I'm looking to make sure everyone's eyes closed. And I just start asking questions. How many of you, when you get off of social media, you feel you're not pretty enough? Right? And hands go up. How many of you, when you get off of social media, you feel like your parents are bad people? Hands go up. I like it doesn't matter what I ask. How many of you, when you get off of social media, you feel like you need a better car? You feel like you don't have enough money. You feel like, your life sucks. Like there's all these things. And so social media is really impacting the moods of our children. It's impacting their self-esteem.
In a
It's
negative
impact
way.
like, and we could say, well, self-esteem, everyone goes to Cat Williams, right? But at the end of the day, our kids need to know like that their self-esteem is one, it should not be based on external factors, but it can be influenced by them. And so when our kids are having anxiety and crankiness and self-worth tied to the likes or the views or whatever the case may be, but that's a lot of adults too. So we're
It
not gonna
is.
so like this is a overall, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of adults feel the same way when they get off of social media. I need a bigger house. I need this. I need that. Let me start this LLC and apply for $50,000
I need
credit.
to look this way. I need to get these shoes, or my hair needs to be this way, or my lashes need to look this way, or my eyebrows, or my lips. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so shout out to one of my mentors, Natalie Owens, who always says, you're worried about stuff, right? Purses, shoes, and all the things that you just named without having stuff, your integrity, your compassion, like you know what I mean? The stuff that really matters. The stuff that
Right.
matters to your life and to your development, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so where people get a what's the word?
Dopamine.
Dopamine. Is it dopamine? Okay.
It is dopamine.
People
The
get that
feel good
dopamine
feeling.
hit. Right. They get that dopamine hit when they go to social media because it's built into the algorithm, right? You got to teach your kids to notice that. Well, first you got to notice it, but then you have to teach your
Right.
kids
I'm about to say right. And then
because
if this is the first time, oh sorry, go ahead.
no, no, go, 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 go.
I was gonna say that if this is the first time of you hearing this and like what is dopamine? Layman's term, dopamine is the feel good chemical that's released in the brain.
hmm
Okay.
And it's releasing your brain, and when people like your stuff, you feel good, and that's what makes it addictive, right? You go
Right.
and you
But
check your
it's
like, you go to
released.
see if who commented. As soon as you see
Right.
somebody
Right.
commented, like you gotta rush and go. Like that is an addiction.
Right.
And when you pull
And
the phone, the kids a
you
lot of
get that
times will act
reaction.
a doggone fool. I have had
Exactly.
one mom said that her daughter threw a full, like the tumblers, like the coffee tumblers. It was full of coffee. Threw it at her face, broke her jaw because she took her phone. Baby, I can't imagine.
I
I
can't
was
because
I
it
was
won't.
just like, are you messaging us from prison? Because I like anything that's like I wouldn't have understood. But I'm a different kind of
But
parent.
true. But there's the aspect of
I
the
got way off.
consistent let's circle back, but the consistent release of dopamine is not natural for the body in general. We're
Yeah.
not constantly, our brains are not constantly releasing dopamine. That's the part that makes it addictive. Hence the same thing in regards to drug or substance use.
Yes.
Same thing. So that's when people, 'cause I feel a lot of people just say it's addicting. They're addicted, but not understanding why they are addicted. And also when I say, what is your kid showing you? Your kid is showing you that they need structure. And that
Yes.
structure may be 30 minutes a day. Okay. So within that,
Come
keeping that
here.
in mind,
And
but
limiting
also
it to that 30
explaining
minutes,
to
no
them.
extra time.
Right, explaining to them, or even almost explaining, having that conversation and even asking, how do you feel? Like you, how you have your kids that you work with, you do that activity with them, but where you say, who feels this and who feels that about their parents? How do you feel after you're scrolling, or even while you're scrolling?
Right.
Where are your thoughts going? What are you thinking about? Because that in itself will be a telltale of how they feel, whether or not they verbally say it or not. You can indicate that and have that conversation with them
And
in regards to.
listen up, parents. I don't care how much Danielle is super educated. She got degrees. She has her own life experience, right? I absolutely can go to her for advice. But our kids, no matter how much education and experience, that 15-second TikTok video know so much more than you do. To their
And
minds,
I
they're
reference TikTok too now, okay?
underdeveloped, huh?
I say, and I've learned to reference TikTok. I
And
have
why are you
because
doing
like
it?
literally, literally like what I said in regards to you have to adjust.
Yeah,
You have to be aware of what the heck
but
your
I'm
child or
not.
children are being exposed to. So when it comes to certain topics or when I hear certain things, I go on to TikTok like, okay, what are they doing? What's in the post? What are they showing? Is it a
Mm,
dance? Is it a
that's a good
song?
tip.
Is there a
That's a good
message?
tip.
What is the message behind it? Even though my child may not see it as that way, I need to see the source.
Right. And that's using tech on purpose, right? Like meaning like
Right.
you know what it will add to your life by going and asking those questions and things like that. Like you are looking it up, you're using it for research purpose. When my daughter, I'm like, how is it that you talk about you don't understand? Like it was something in history and she loves history. I was like, okay. And she doesn't have her own TikTok, but she can use my TikTok. Go in there and it messes up my algorithm because I don't care about what's going on in 1800. Like I don't, but that's okay. Put that person's name in and watch a couple of videos so that you can like understand it before you have to start reading it, right? Because it helps you connect mentally. But using it to shift the focus from fear to intention when like a lot of parents just fear what their kids are learning but you're like hey let me go and learn it too so that I know how to address it. Kudos.
Yeah.
Because that's something that we don't often do.
and you should incorporate it. But also within that, it should, once again, us being the parents, we are the teachers of life, whether we want to or not. We can't pick and choose what aspects, but it's showing our children that we are engaging with in technology with a purpose. Granted, does it always have to be purposeful with me? No, 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 no. But however, there's that awareness.
Yeah.
And I told Janelle, my daughter, I have feel good accounts. I have accounts that I specifically follow that makes me
Yep.
feel good as a person.
Yep.
Not that I'm striving towards. That's my own internal work and my own personal goals. And I have my vision boards for that.
Hmm.
But I have the accounts that reinforce, that uplift. And I'm like, where is yours? I'm like, I follow at least two. And I look at them and I follow them as well. I didn't see they post too.
Unfollow the what, like I
And,
don't follow
and
gossip shows, like, you know what I'm saying, like
right,
I had to release those because like
they're
I love
loud.
the shade
It's
room,
just too
but I
much
was too
noise.
wrapped up. I'm like, this ain't have this don't have nothing to do
Mm-hmm.
with my purpose. I don't even know these people. I don't even know if the shade room got it right, but I love the shade room. But I had to delete them. Had to
Yeah,
delete
I
them
never
because
was
it
a fan
wasn't
and I
it
never followed them.
right. It just it wasn't good for me as a person. Now I'm not telling y'all
Right,
to delete the shade room. I'm
right.
saying delete any pages that you follow that you're like, you know what? I didn't seen 3 or 4 of these posts and I do not feel good. I like
Mhm.
delete them because I want to be flooded with positivity. I do not care
Right.
about who, slept with who. Not my business. Not my monkey, not my circus.
Yeah. And even and so to put wording to that, like as a parent, having this, like we said, this ongoing conversation, there's various conversations that are ongoing over time is what is what's one account or what are the accounts that you follow that makes you feel good about yourself?
Log in right now.
That can be on Pinterest, that can be on social media, that can be on TikTok, because there's so many. And if they don't have any, have that be an opportunity for you both to do something together to
Absolutely.
identify. Share yours. But if you don't have any, you're like, hey, I'm gonna look for some for me as well. Because
Okay.
it's all about modeling. It's not just about you telling what your child what to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing. Okay. Well, listen, parents, I just want to reassure you all that you don't need to be fluent in Snapchat or Roblox or Instagram. You just need to be fluent in your curiosity.
Yes.
You just need to be like you have to ask questions, and just ask them to show you. Hey, Kayla, show me how to use CapCut. And in the minute CapCut was like, we can use all your images without your permission, she was like, oh,
Yeah, I
mama,
deleted mine
we
about two
got
weeks ago. Well,
she
yeah.
was like,
Hmm.
we got to let this go. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, I was
And she
just like
deleted
getting
hers as
these tips
well.
out of using it. I'm like, because you can't use, listen. Now, I need to check Zoom's policy.
Right. Because it's forever changing. But with that, there's that was learned, right? There was that conversation. And within that conversation established and developed that level of trust.
Yes.
Two, for her to be like, Mom, guess what? Like we follow this, like we use this app. But guess what I saw and showing
Mhm.
you. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, I just learned, but dang, I mean, we gotta delete it. We'll
Because
find another one.
that trust builds safety.
Yes, yes,
That's an important
yes,
thing.
yes, yes. So I'm gonna charge the parents.
Okay.
Talk to your children weekly. Don't dictate, don't discipline. Talk to them. And granted, the conversation may start off with social media, but it may transition into an actual genuine conversation with your child, whether that's elementary, middle school, teen, it doesn't matter.
And if you didn't
Allow
grow up
that to
having conversations, like just try
exactly,
it anyway. Try it anyway.
exactly, and allow that to work towards that being the norm in your
Yes.
family.
Yes. Thank you, John Danielle. I love that we can do this together. This was good. I feel like we
Thank
were
as well.
informative. Uh Crazy but informative. Let's go.
The antics of reality, right? So,
It's
but
why
yes.
they tune in. Be honest, y'all. It's why you tune in. Am I right? Okay, thanks. You didn't have to agree, but it is what it is. All right, we are gonna check up out of here, go handle some stuff, and we'll see y'all next week. next week on the Real On Parenting. Same bad time, same bad channel. I'm Coach Kiana. This is my girl,
Therapist Danielle.
and we will see y'all.